And how's it going? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Toon Along. Today, deciding to watch an episode of The Tick, the cartoon series, not the live action, but the cartoon series. Once again, another great show. Can't say too much about it if you don't already know about the show. He's basically a superhero. He's a wannabe superhero. He's just trying to find an identity, a city to protect. It's really, for me, it's like a late night comedy. Um, and it's a New England comic, if you will. Uh, and I think the comic is really cool. There's another one with Samurai Paul. Really well written, really well done. And yeah, just a really great show altogether. So this episode here, we're going to start with season 1, episode 1. It's called The Tick versus the Idea Men. And if you know the format, they name their episodes The Tick versus whatever character that he's going to fight. So the episode is 20 minutes, 13 seconds. And let's begin. 3, 2, 1, go. And begin. There we go. Yeah, I see they're interviewing them almost like one of those live action. No, not live action, sorry. What are those called? You know what I mean. Like the Office type style show. God, what's escaping? Reality TV. Sorry. But yeah, the Tick is getting interviewed, and there's Arthur. The Tick's history would be interesting to have an episode on, because I think from what I've heard, or what, I don't know if it's true, but basically he was a normal guy and he went crazy. He just his mental capacity broke and just took on a new persona. Cool characters. It's like a superhero gathering, talent shows. It's fun to see all the different characters they create. And like I said, they're showcasing this the very first episode. Now that box, I know there's a toy for that box. And I never realized it was in the first episode. I am the Tick. Yeah, remember the Chairface Tippendale, Pineapple Pico, I think is his name. Just really cool characters altogether. And the fact that there's comedy involved, there's a real story with comedy, superheroes. It's unique. It's kind of unique for its genre. What are you doing, Tick? Tick's funny. He's always doing something that's like obviously going to kill him, and then that's the thing. He's a brute force. He's not the brains. And I think he's indestructible, which is a perfect quality in a superhero. Even the judges are perplexed. Yeah, the old Tick intro, running across rooftops. Yeah, all the characters had these unique personalities. Like a chair-faced Chippendale. Who comes up with that? The guy's got a head for a head, a chair for a head. Sorry. Yeah, the buildings. That's a good episode. I think that's the one where he's having a nightmare. Yeah, the opening, the music, right here where he screams. What? I always enjoyed his superhero counterparts, like Arthur, and I forget the Deflator Mouse. Yeah, there he is. I forget the frog guy's name, but Lady Justice is her name, I think. That's a cool logo. I've always enjoyed the Tick's logo. It's a cool tattoo. The Tick versus the Idea Men. Out in the Nevada desert. Something from space. That's so comic-y right there. Yeah. I know. I guess I'm watching the remastered version because it never looked this good when I used to watch it. And some of the characters kind of remind me a bit of Boondocks, the guy who does Boondocks. Obviously not all the characters, but just some of them. I don't know. Some of the background characters remind me of Boondocks. I do not remember. Yeah, written by Ben Edlund. I think that's the guy that created the comics. So he was hands on the show. Obviously, it's his little project, it's his baby. And then they went and made the live action show, and I guess there's probably going to be obviously mixed feelings about that, based upon characters created by Ben Edlund. Where are those strings hanging from? I'm surprised they even let him come to work that way. What are they going to say? You're getting fired, Arthur. Yeah, glad they brought that up now. It's my moth suit. Dude, you don't belong in accounting. That guy belongs in accounting. You don't belong in accounting, bro. You belong a long, hard life of fighting crime. Just like your counterpart out there. Oh, he's a chameleon. He's not a frog, right? Just cool characters. And then they all assemble at that diner. Yeah, it's the perfect show. I would consider it the noir, like those noir dark films. I would consider this the noir of cartoons. It's got that dark, slow move to it, but it's just so fun. I don't, I'm out of words on how to describe this show. There's no more words to find some. Oh, Tick. I think the live action had more backstory on the character when he came in town the first time, like in the first episode. But same with the Tick. Is he going to work, or does he just kind of like mope around town, climbs tops of buildings, fight the crime? I like the voice actor who plays the Tick, but I don't know. Forget his first name. Warburton there, the guy who plays Joe in Family Guy. I like his version of the Tick. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the live action, but I do enjoy his voice, and I think that Warburton would be a good voice match for the Tick in any previous or any upcoming cartoons if they're planning to do any. Just a destructive force. Oh, this is where they meet. This is where Arthur and the Tick meet. I mean, Arthur should be more pissed. He just got fired. Why? I'm guessing if you're going to work dressed as a moth, you want to pursue other things. And the fact that he didn't, like his boss wasn't like, listen, we're going to have to ask you to take off that suit, otherwise we're going to have problems. They didn't even give him a warning. They were just like, listen, bud, obviously this isn't for you. Looking for adventure. Well, you found it, man. There's nobody in the streets that saw what happened. There's the old diner. Classic diner. Just that scene with the window in the back, whether it's nighttime, daytime, it's just a comfortable spot in the Tick series whenever they're in the diner. And whoever's just sitting next to them. No costume friend. The Tick. And then, yeah, I remember his battle cry was spoon. Wait, does that guy work there? He's behind the counter. There's the old straw scene from the intro. That that no thanks line sounded like Rob Paulson. I feel like that's the Tick's alter ego, no? His daytime persona, and then Tick at night. That's a cool character. A little bit weird on the animation there, but it's the pineapple guys, but I think, right? Sure do fly. Oh, chum. Yeah, I have to look this up, but what was the tick's real name? Because he does use a word like chum. I think he has some French to him. I could be wrong. It could be like a fan fiction history thing I might have seen. There's no police in the city, only vigilante superheroes that assemble at a diner during the day. This guy was always cool. Just a mess. Oh, yes. If I remember correctly, wasn't there an episode where he's looking for a sidekick and all the sidekicks are just really awkward? There they go. Yeah, once again, the intro to the show uses a lot of the first couple episodes, the scenes from the first few episodes. I'm guessing to make the intro, obviously. It seems to be a reoccurring pattern. The news bulletin. That kind of looks like Men in Black. Animation from Men in Black. Just the way they're drawn, I would say it's adult cartoon, the way it's drawn. It's not, the heads aren't overly massive. It's not overly exaggerated. But Men in Black does a good job of keeping the real world and the alien world separate. But this show here, just straight through, it feels more like a mature cartoon. It's meant for, the young adult at night watching. I always associated this with Cyber 6. Maybe because they played side by side in Teletoon at night there back in the day. But yeah, just one of those shows. But yeah, favorite Tick episode has to be the Santa Claus one. It just sticks to me. I just remember watching it coming home from school, just start of the Christmas break, and then that being on and just being right in the zone with it. The static Santa Clauses, if I recall. But yeah, this is the first episode. And you get to see the two characters. You get to see the Tick. You get to see Arthur, how they meet. One's non-caring, destructive force, wants to do justice. The other one is just trying to find an identity and just quit his accounting job, which is awesome. It's basically the analogy of life. If you want to pursue anything, you're going to have to quit the everyday normal stuff and take on a bit of absurdity in order to take risks. You have to take risks in order to move ahead, and if you really want to move ahead. Drama Flakes. I like that remote with the little red button. I feel like there should be a company out there making a cartoon remote. A remote with like absurd buttons, weird looking buttons, just for fun. Sell it for $15-$20. Works on any TV. Nothing serious. Just got your volume controls and everything. Give money or bomb. What did it say? Arthur's sad he lost his job. Look at his old friend, the Tick, is there. Who is this? Polar bear. Captain what? Come on, spy, and work with me. This guy reminds me of the Samurai Paul characters. It's the way they're drawn. Well, it's the same drawing art style. Does Samurai Paul make an appearance in the Tick? I wonder. I'm talking more about other shows than the Tick. I'm watching the first episode. Come on, Arthur, you can do this. Got those handles up there. because it's supposed to be. I don't think it's supposed to be New York City. I think it's more supposed to be like a Boston or maybe a Chicago. I don't think it's supposed to be New York City. It's got those low-rise buildings, like low apartments. There's not too many sky rises. Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, a lot of roofs. You're not going to run out of roofs in New York City. Deflator Mouse. And that's the first. That's the clip from the opening. The opening of the show. He's a cool character. I mean, not really American Made. That's her name. Just a weird character. The tick's just trying to get shit done. Deflator Mouse. What is a deflator mouse? Like, is it obviously he's a bat? He's supposed to be like a bat. What was her name again? Justice Maid or something? And here's another character we gotta. Oh, it's supposed to be like the Punisher. This is cool. Because, yeah, I mean, they're definitely showcasing all their characters' designs and everything they can do with the show. I'm guessing to pitch it to the networks. First episode like that. Hey there, Mayor. Oh, it is a slow show. I mean, I'm just nostalgic about it because I really did enjoy The Tick. But even watching it now, the way like, look at the animation, the way they come out, it's a little slow. I feel like if they gave the show another chance, another shot, not live action, but cartoon, maybe it's just not worth it for them. But I don't know. I think it'd be cool to redo the animation. But then again, the details, the shadings, the backgrounds, the backdrops, those are really incredibly well drawn. And I don't think they would do much of that today. So maybe keeping it this way isn't too bad. Yeah, when I see that face and the way it smiles, it just reminds me of Samurai Paul. The comics, the actual comics, you know. So that guy's just shooting up stuff. Yeah, how are you guys going to hear each other? Just a mess. But who's the main bad guy for those guys? I want to say Pineapple Pico, whatever, but could be wrong. The old classic bomb. Oh, okay. That's the bomb from the intro, where the Tick's just holding it out and then it explodes and he's all right, but because he's indestructible. Okay, obviously it's not Pineapple Pico. It's the idea, man. What am I saying? God, there's so many characters. There's so many designs. So much going on with the show. Like, think about it. If you're a kid in the '90s, like, who was watching this show back in the day? It's probably a handful of kids who stayed up late, and the fans who wanted to watch it for what it was. So it probably didn't have that large of an audience. It had the audience it had because it was on a major network. And it got the following of it. But look at this. Like, this is... Yeah. I don't know. Like, definitely a very narrowed audience for this show. But I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that, like, this is my observation on it. Like, even the humor today, like, because that's what it is. This is new for its time, and the humor, there's the intro bomb explosion. But yeah, the humor for its time was there. Now today, we've evolved. We've gotten more Like the comedy's different, obviously. So. But still just fun to reminisce on these old shows. Yeah, see, when they made the live-action TV show, they should have made it, like, the fact that the characters looked super cartoony and out of place, they could have just, I feel like today, they probably are doing it with the Amazon Tick reboot, just do more of that wacky bomb exploding and he's okay kind of thing, you know. Just go far-fetched, go all out with it, because how can you make this show work in real life without having that, right? May evil beware. Just the misfits. Yeah, and that's it for the first episode. But yeah, I feel like the first episode was just the misfit character designs, just putting them all out there, showcasing. No Samurai Paul. Maybe he had hopes of making his own show with that. Didn't want to waste all the characters in one episode, right? So yeah, that was the first episode of The Tick. The Tick versus the Idea Men. Nothing too much standing out on that. We'll watch another episode or a few more episodes of The Tick, see how that goes. But yeah, thanks for tuning in and tuning along. And check out some of the other episodes. Yeah, like I said, I'm planning to throw this up as a podcast, a video watch-along companion. Used in many ways. If you want to just watch an episode, even if it's just sparking you to turn on the TV and watch the episode, if you feel like turning me off, by all means, doesn't matter to me. Just enjoy the good old classic cartoons and the good times that were, and let's just tune along. All right. So yeah, take it easy and peace out. Ciao.